teacher wants to draw a triangle with sides of length 4 centimeters and 5 centimeters. What is the possible length of the third side? So for this question, there are many answers. What is the possible length of the third side? For example, we could draw a triangle which has 4 centimeters on one side, maybe 5 centimeters on this side, and we could draw it with 4 centimeters on this side. Or we could draw another triangle which has 4 centimeters on this side, 5 centimeters on this side, maybe this side could have 6 centimeters, and we could keep drawing many of these triangles. It says, what is a possible length of the third side? So there are many answers. Now, we cannot draw just infinitely many. Well, we could draw infinitely many, but we cannot just draw any triangle. For example, let's do a scenario. What if you have this side to be measuring 5 centimeters and this side, the smallest possible, could be measuring 4? See, in this case, the last side has to be at least bigger than 1 because they cannot be 1. Because think about it. This side is 4 and this side is 5. This side is 4, this side is 5. So if this side were to be 1, it would not connect because it would not reach this 5. There is a theorem called the triangle inequality theorem. Write it down. Triangle inequality theorem, which states, it says the sum of two sides, so if you add up two sides, it must be greater than the third. So side 1 plus side 2 this side must be greater than side 3, any other side. So in this case, our side 1 and side 2, 4 would be our first side, and our second side is side 2. So it cannot be smaller than 1. It has to be greater than 1. So we know that one side has to be greater than 1. Let's just call it x. Has to be greater than our side has to be greater than 1 in order for this to happen. Now let's do another extreme case where we have 4 and 5. So let's just call this 5 centimeters. And let's call this 4 centimeters, where it's technically the biggest possible. If this is 5 and this is 4, then the number between the other third side says that it cannot be bigger than what 5 plus 4 is. This is the first side, 5, and this is the side 2. So 5 plus 4 would give this side to be at maximum. It cannot be bigger than 9. It has to be less than 9. Now, what if we say, for example, I had a side which was bigger than 9. Let me draw another triangle with a different color. Let's say I had this side which had the measurement of this side. Let's just call it bigger than 9. In extreme case, let's just say it's 13. Well, if that side is 13, if I were to draw my 5 and I were to draw my 4, it just wouldn't make a triangle. This side would be 4 and this side would be 5. It would not reach to connect to make this a possible triangle. It just couldn't by 5 units and 4 units. So in our triangle, it has to be less. The third value, the third side has to be bigger than 1, but it has to be less than the biggest possible number is 9. So it has to be less than 9. It cannot be 1 because it would not, and it cannot be 9 because it would not work.